Anger, sadness, fear, guilt, shame, frustration. What happens when these negative emotions come up? How can we best shake them and shift them? I'm going to show you a formula today which can really healthily and really fast shift those negative emotions so we can move to the higher states of love and peace. It's Ryan from the Melbourne Centre of Healing here, and I'm just coming off the back end of a 7-day juice fast where I haven't eaten for a week. I just had my first coffee, so if I'm talking really fast, that is why. Let's get into it. Okay. RAIN is the formula I'm going to show you, okay? This is when a negative emotion comes up, how we can healthily deal with it and move past it. So I'm going to run you through this right now. So let's say we get really angry at something, okay? The first step is recognize. Okay, so I feel anger, okay? The first step is to recognize that I'm feeling that anger. So we get caught up in a thought. Say if someone cuts us off in traffic and we start losing it at that person and yelling at them and whatnot. The first step is to just get out of that thought and say, I'm feeling anger or I'm experiencing anger. It's really important to use that language as well instead of saying I'm angry, I'm sad. Because the subconscious just identifies as that if we start saying that. It's like someone who says, I'm depressed. Okay, you're not depressed, but you are experiencing depression. There's a real big difference there. Okay, so first step, we recognize. So I'm feeling anger. Whereabouts am I feeling that anger? Whereabouts in my body, my chest, my stomach, my shoulders, my head? Whereabouts? So we're out of the thought, we have recognized the negative emotion that we're feeling. The next step is allow. Okay, important step this. Allow that feeling to be. If it's anger, let it be. What we normally do one of 3 things here which blocks the emotion and just stores it in our body somewhere. Those 3 ways are suppress. That's when I'm like, push that anger down. We all know that feeling, pushing it down. Escaping is the second thing. This is where we try and distract ourselves from the anger and try and think about something else. And the third way is projecting. That's where we'll throw the anger at someone else and just yell at the next person we see. Those are 3 ways that we block the energy of whatever the emotion was. This is where we need to fully own it and allow it. Okay, this is our emotion. Next step. Investigate. All right, really important. This is where whatever we are angry about or whatever the emotion was, we do a U-turn. Because what we think that whatever that person or that situation is what made us feel this way. It's never the case. That's simply that external stimulus just triggered what we were already holding inside. So this is where we do a U-turn. Whatever we were angry at, go back into yourself and ask yourself, what's really going on here? What am I really angry about? And a lot of the time, if it is anger, you'll find that it's covering up sadness or fear that you're holding about yourself in some way. So this is where we take responsibility for our emotion. We fully own it because it's not out there. It's not that thing. U-turn. What is it? Why am I angry? Just keep asking. Allow. What is this about? What is this about? Keep asking and I think you'll find an answer. Okay? Last step is nurture. This is where we nurture. Once we've found out what it's about, even if for whatever reason we can't find out what it's about now, we still have to nurture. This is where we create a space, okay? We create a space within ourselves to allow this emotion, allow this energy to be as big as it wants to be. We don't fight it, we own it, we let it get as big as it wants to be. Let it fully take over and experience it throughout our body. Throughout this whole process, I'm gonna put a love heart here. I was never good at love hearts. Throughout this whole process, it is so important that we love ourselves unconditionally, okay? Because a lot of the time we think we're stuck in a negative emotion and we're like, I shouldn't be feeling this, I shouldn't be feeling this. Why am I angry? I shouldn't be feeling this. You are feeling it. It's an experience of life. Negative emotions are an experience of our life. So we need to completely love ourselves and own that part. So in the nurture, that anger, if it's anger or if we found out that it's sadness underneath, letting it just be as big as it wants to be and completely loving ourselves. And you'll find that it will shift very fast. If you're having trouble shifting it, there's a little technique you can use as well. We need to borrow from a future version of ourselves. Whatever comes to mind first, might be a few weeks, a few months, a few years, whatever that version is, that version of you is past this emotion. So you need to step into their shoes and look back at yourself and think, I remember when I was going through that. That was tough, but I got through it. Try it now with something in the past. Remember how we've all gone through some shit, right? Look back at something that you went through. And at the time, you're like, oh, I'm stuck in this forever. I'm stuck in this forever. But you got through it. But it was just hard to see at the time. This is where we can borrow from a future version of ourselves. Look back and go, God, that was tough, but I got through it. This will help shift it tremendously and completely love ourselves. Let's use an example just to go through each of these steps, okay? So say someone criticizes me. Mate, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? And I get angry straight away. I get angry at that person. How dare they say that about me? They don't know me. They don't know what I've been through. They haven't walked a day in my shoes. I need to stop right there and recognize, okay, I'm feeling anger. So I'm out of that thought and I'm back on myself. I'm feeling anger. Where am I feeling that? I'm feeling it in the pit of my stomach. I'm bloody angry at that person. Okay, next step. I'm going to allow that anger to be. Just completely let it be there. Okay, I feel it in my stomach. I've got anger. All right, let's go into it. Next step, investigate. This is where we do the U-turn. I'm going to come back into me and go, what's going on here? What am I really angry about? Okay? And I might be actually sad. I might be sad that I still criticize myself like that person has criticized me. Okay? And I'm sad that I'm still doing that to myself. So right then, I take all the power out of that person who criticized me and put it back on me and say, hey, I'm criticizing myself and I'm just not loving myself enough. So that might turn now to a bit of sadness. Okay? So now I've found out what it's really about. Now I have to nurture that feeling. So I'm going to create a space. So it was in my stomach, I had that feeling. Now it's gone to sadness, and I'm going to sit there and let it be as big as it wants to be and fully express itself. You'll find yourself probably crying in this instance. You'll feel tingling throughout your body because the energy is getting bigger, okay? From there, the energy will start to dissipate. Might be a few seconds, might be a few minutes, might be a bit longer than that, depending on how big this emotion is, how big this energy is. And throughout that whole process, I'm not going to fight it and say I shouldn't be feeling this. I'm going to completely and utterly love this part of myself. Okay? And then from there, I've learned in the future, I need to be less critical of myself and start loving myself a lot more, having more self-worth. Okay? This is the really, really healthy way that we can handle emotions and we can shift things a lot faster instead of holding on to stuff for days, weeks, months. Okay? Fully own whatever it is, because whatever happens in our world is a mirror of ourselves. If I get criticized, it's a mirror of myself and I need to own that. So I hope that added some value today, guys. Remember, when a negative emotion comes up, make it rain. Peace.